So, das wird jetzt ein ziemlich besonderes Match für unseren nächsten Starter. 42 Jahre ist er alt, ein zigfacher deutscher Meister des DDV. Der Mann war lange Zeit auch in der Nationalmannschaft des Deutschen Dartverbandes und hat sich jetzt zum allerersten Mal für das Hauptfeld eines European Tour Events qualifizieren können. Wir drücken ihm die Daumen, Carsten Koch! Der Gegner von Carsten Koch kommt aus den Niederlanden, aus Den Haag. 38 Jahre alt, hat sich im Januar dieses Jahres die Tourcard holen können in der Qualifying School, ist damit also Tourcard-Inhaber für die nächsten 2 Jahre. Ein herzliches Willkommen hier in Saarbrücken gilt Vincent van der Meer.
Welcome back. We have seen some superb stuff so far this afternoon. It is only the opening session of the German Darts Open, and what a match we have just witnessed between Jamie Hughes and Brendan Dolan. Dolan, who lost it with an average of 105.5. We were just scouring the stats at the end of it, and 10 180s were thrown, 4 scores of over 170 as well. Some really superb stuff, and a big act for this pair to follow. We have the first German, the first home nation qualifier of the afternoon in action, Carsten Koch, up against Vincent van der Meer. Paul Nicholson joins me, as he will for the duration of the afternoon, as Dan Dawson is still making his way to Saarbrücken after being at the Premier League in Birmingham last night. Paul, Vincent van der Meer is on the Pro Tour right now. Carsten has not played on the Pro Tour for quite a long time. Did play some Players' Championship events years and years ago.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg is Vincent to throw first. Game on.
But a big opportunity for him on the Euro Tour stage in his home nation.
Absolutely, and it's a big opportunity for a lot of German, especially players at the moment with the home nation qualifiers, because 92. Of the new rule where people like Martin Schindler, who would ordinarily have played in a home nation qualifier, they have to go through the European one now. They can't go through the home nation if they have a tour card. So players like Carsten, players like GNR Toot, they're starting to be unearthed again. They're starting to feel like they've got a better chance. Another 177 for this afternoon. How many's that now? Plenty. But van der Meer, we have seen him on the European Tour before, but he's kicked on.
134.
This game has started rather well.
Yeah, those home nation qualifiers were held here last night. 65. Carsten coming past Michael Keeble, and then another Carsten in Cornath before beating Manfred Bildel, who'd had a wonderful performance in the previous round, Paul, averaging 108.7.
Yeah, you don't see that kind of stat from a home nation qualifier much, but Manfred Bildel can play. He didn't play as well in the final, but you've got to give Carsten a lot of credit for getting through a man who was obviously on form.
91.
And you've got to put van der Meer as the favourite here because of the fact that he's been on the European Tour more recently and in the big time.
59. Vincent Uruguay 76.
And he has won on the European Tour before, so it's got to give him confidence. No hit on the big number there. That was a real miss from Vincent.
Carsten Uruguay 144.
Well, a chance then. And that chance has gone.
40. Vincent, you require 40.
Didn't want to do that really when you get the opportunity. And Vincent, he's a wee man. Down for double 10 and he misses. See, Karsten should have been a lot lower than this from 144.
Well, can he dig himself out of the hole?
Might stay on the 19s. That would have left him double 14.
45.
Another questionable visit from Karsten. Perfect guide for Vandermeer. Used it perfectly.
Second leg is Karsten to throw first. Game on.
The Dutchman takes the lead against the 42-year-old electrician.
Yeah, Vincent is, for me, he's like the antithesis of your normal Dutch dart player. Because all of the guys who work backstage with us, they're all Dutch guys, and every single one of them is about 7 foot tall.
82.
I thought he was going to say he was rubbish then, Paul.
No. Van der Voort, tall. Van der Pas, tall. Barneveld, tall. All like mountains. I think it's the tallest nation in the world,
70.
isn't it?
Well, he's
Someone
looking
told
that
me
way,
that
isn't
once,
it?
I'm sure. But
There is a small fella working with the backstage team as well. Is he not Dutch?
57.
you're talking about Richard Ashdown.
Oh, that's the one, yeah.
He's not Dutch. He's very English. He's doing a great job though.
58.
But Vandermeer's he's a short man, but he's been putting in some decent displays this season so far. I think he's just gathering experience,
100.
just plodding along really well.
Is there a perfect height for a dart player, Paul?
No. Look at Phil Taylor. He was mid 5 foot somethings. Jockey Wilson was quite short. Barneveld's really
60.
tall. So it's all about adjusting to your height and doing things.
I've seen Peter Wright crouch down mid-visit to try and find
98.
a clear route.
And that went down well, didn't it?
As against the man, the Dutch man in world darts. Now what's happening here?
26. Vincent, you require
Well, 26,
160.
a rare call from Kirk Bevans. It's been more common to call 170-something this afternoon.
94.
Vandermeer once again in charge, and this time on his opponent's throw.
Karsten Koch is
You require 70.
very much like Wesley Newton. He leans over a bit. We'll talk about that a bit more in the next leg. But double 10.
60.
Yet again, he's got more
Karsten,
problems on
wow,
tops and 10s,
130.
Vandermeer. Can he find that 60 from there? No, he can't. He's got quite a bulbous dart. It's short and
58.
stumpy.
Vincent, you require 10.
Quite the dart to get past if you do block the bed. But Vandermeer won the first leg on double 5. Same sort of guide. Wrong
No
result.
score. Karsten, you require
Hits tops when he
72.
doesn't need it.
What a chance then. And over there. And Koch goes up for tops
Action on the second leg, Karsten Koch.
and levels
The
up.
leg is Vincent to throw first. Game on.
To the delight of the hardcore darts fans who are here on a Friday afternoon.
Yes, a rare leg in which both players bedded double top.
Now, I think Vandermeer was very impressive in qualifying. We talked earlier about the home nation qualifying situation as it stands.
41.
And it was Martin Schindler who lost out to Vandermeer in the second round of qualifying. And Vandermeer played his best game of the three
140.
against Schindler, averaging 96 in a 6-3 win. He also beat Mike van Dijvenbode, who came through qualifying school back in January. And to get through, he beat Ron Meulenkamp, which is always a very good win at the minute. And Ron is
45.
struggling to get into these European Tour events this year. I think he's only been in one so far. He'll be looking to kick on later in the season and get back onto the European Tour
30.
Well, the
most of the time like last year.
The change in qualifying criteria has allowed more opportunities for players like Karsten, hasn't it, in the home nation qualifier, because you've got the likes of Schindler, as you said, playing in the European one, the tour card holders qualifier. You've got Gabriel Clements, who's qualified via that route. Max Hopp, who is now seeded out of the way.
Well, one thing we do know about Clemens is that he really wanted to make this tournament because it's very close to home. Karsten isn't living with Van der Meer in the scoring stakes. Van der Meer is so much better in that department.
Well, this time he does want double top. He's had some practice.
14.
There's Vincent Kamphuis, who we'll see later on. He's the tallest man on tour. He's another Dutchman.
Well, that first dart at double top then, it did go to the right quite a long way, and that seems to be
45.
a theme so far for Vincent.
He seems to be pushing the dart a bit. And that's perfectly done, though. I think you're absolutely right, Murph. I think a lot of darts in this match so far, he's not pulled them to the left or stroked them down the middle. It's been pushing them, which forces the follow through to the right side. He's done that with one, the winning dart on double 5 in leg 1, and he did it in the second leg when he bust double 5 and he hit double top.
And it's not really happening in the scoring stakes. In fact, 2 of the misfired darts there drifted to the left. Is it a sign of tension at the business end of the leg?
Maybe a bit of overcorrection, and
57.
Sometimes you can be your own worst critic when you're on the hockey. You're trying to fix things on the fly. Essentially, what I like to do when I'm in the practice room is just work on a few things, try and put them right in the first hour. Then everything should be organic after that. It should be natural. And then when you get on stage, you shouldn't have to think. We always do think, but we shouldn't.
95.
Just to give a little bit of background on the Home Nation qualifier, Karsten Koch played in the Players' Championships for a period of time between 2007 and 2011 when they visited Germany. So he wasn't a tour pro, but in those days, some of the events were in the Netherlands as well. Never made it past the last 32. And in those days, he was picking up a maximum of £200 for his runs. Has appeared in the World Masters as well on 5 occasions. But again, never making it past the early stages.
I think it's the right switch on 233 to go to the 19s, because if you get 2 singles, you can go to the bull, get a 25 and leave 170. Another one of those will leave double top, and he knows where it is. Slightly pushed again, that dart, but very, very close.
138.
Now 2 more treble 19s here would leave double 12.
Well, I think it has become apparent already that
20.
Karsten is going to have to rely on mistakes from his opponent because he's just not with him. Leg on leg. And now Van der Meer has a 2-leg cushion.
I think we're seeing major reasons why Van der Meer came through Q School and why Karsten Koch is staying with the Home Nation stuff as a non-tour card holder. There's a gap in class here, I'm afraid.
Well, the winner of it, which is looking increasingly likely to be Van der Meer, will take on Darren Webster.
100.
I noticed on the walk-on as well, when Vincent was going down the walk-on, his friend was to his left. He had a haircut, didn't he? He looked like he should be in that band Europe
57.
From the 80s, who had the Final Countdown song. That was very curly hair.
Oh, just imagining the matchup between Vincent and Darren tomorrow will be a rare event in which Vincent Van der Meer will be able to peer over the shoulder of his opponent when he's at the hockey.
120.
It seemed to come out of the 5 segment, or certainly left in the 20, but it did flick the flight of the darts in the treble. So it was en route until its course was diverted.
You can see from the action of Karsten that when he brings the hand back, he crunches the hand very much like Ian White does.
Well, Ian Wright might as well, Paul.
Wow.
Never seen him throw a dart, but
I've seen many a footballer play darts. Remember the
at
Jesse
that
Lingard thing? Yeah, he crunches that hand and straightens the dart out, but yeah, Ian White does that. Doesn't have to go 2 double tops yet. That was the sensible play from Vincent. Just layers up. Karsten not on a finish. But
well, he might be on double 1.
$84. Vincent, you require 40.
Can't see a way where Vincent doesn't hit this. He's brimming with confidence right now. He's sprinting forward, doing everything right. And he's just gradually getting better as the match progresses. He knows he's at a very good position here, and I don't see him squandering this at all.
How difficult can it be to not put in,
85.
shall we say, I don't want to use the word professional, but just a decent display when you know that your opponent is not at the races?
I never had a problem with that. I was always one to shut myself away in my own zone on stage and just get it done.
I know some players have spoken about. James Wade was vocal when he won a match. Was it Daryl Gurney that he whitewashed in the Premier League? He said it was horrible to whitewash his opponent. Michael Van Gerwen takes the opposite approach.
I'm going to take the Roy Keane way out here. I don't believe a word he said. When you're 5-0 up and you're cruising, it's a great thing. You don't care one jot about your opponent when you're 5-0 up or whatever it's first to.
58.
Because you want to be in that position. You want to win games with the least amount of stress. And especially when you're playing well, you want more stuff like that. You want, just keep going, and it feeds your confidence.
Well, looks like Vincent doesn't have a problem with it either, because he's fired in scores of 180 followed by 140
100.
to leave himself on 82 after 9.
17 for tops. That is a really good leg from Vincent van der Meer. Puts him on the brink of victory. And this has been a sneaky good performance from the wee man. I'm very much enjoying watching him play today. Looks a lot better than that.
Well, he's the first 9. He had that horror leg, didn't he, that he kind of gifted to his opponent in the second. That would have affected the average. But apart from that, it's been fairly decent stuff. I mean,
96.
Carsten is dominating him on the checkout stats.
When you dissect the Home Nation qualifier last night for Carsten, he started with a 75 average win, then a 76, then an 85, then an 86, so he gradually got better. But he's regressed today. It's a different kettle of fish when you get on that stage. Just a different feeling. I've seen some good performances from Home Nation qualifiers in Germany this year. Kevin Knopf, who got his first win.
43.
Yeah, no, Tut got through the first 3 but didn't get a win.
Well, Max Hopp, of course, was a Home Nation qualifier when he won the tournament here 12 months ago.
55.
Slightly different profile to Carsten, has to be said.
Slight difference in experience as well.
Although the billboards around the arena
81.
have got the image of the German giants.
Is that a bit like the Mark Williams thing at the World Snooker Championships? They're forgetting about the reigning champion. I wonder how Max is going to react to that then.
58.
Yeah, you don't see many Dutch players who can't count very well. And on 271, I like the switch to the 19s because he knows if he gets the single, he could potentially go 60 and bull and get a 104 or something better to leave a finish.
140.
Well, a chance here for Carsten. That 140's got himself down to a 2-darter.
83.
Good leave.
195.
Great leave, 130.
Is it bull?
92 left. Nowhere near that treble 20 to scare that 92 left. And Van der Meer, by leaving 130, 1 treble, will get him to a double.
He's got the treble. Another. Leaves double 5.
120.
He was focusing on trying to get it out the board.
56.
It was going to stay there. Maybe he should have taken a few more seconds, but now Carsten Koch for 56, and he's perfect on double again.
Well, he's had a bit of trouble getting down to doubles, but when he has got there, he hasn't missed.
Yeah, that was an interesting situation for Vincent van der Meer there on the 130. He thought that second dart was going to fall, hence he threw that double 5 shot very swiftly. If he'd have taken his normal rhythm, he may have got rid of the match there.
121.
Something remarkably old school about his dart shirt as well. I like it. I think it's very similar to the area of the Netherlands that he's from what someone told me in previous European tours. But he wants to get rid of this match in this leg. Make no mistake.
56.
Well, it had an air of salt in the wound because Karsten was looking for his first maximum of the match and kind of fluffed the final dart, and Van der Meer
100.
decided to show him how it was done.
The key treble from Karsten keeps himself in this leg and in this match. But Van der Meer, you can just tell from his stare and his darts in this leg that he wants rid of this one.
100.
Yeah, he has been in control of this tie for the duration. And he's on the brink once again.
41. Vincent Uruguay 121.
Well, he can still do it if he wants to. Is he going to go for it?
No,
He did. Didn't have to.
Was that a little bit silly?
I just think it's a sign of a player who wants to do what he can when he can. And I don't mind it in that spot. I think that the prudent thing is to go for a 10 or an 18. But if he fancied it...
Well, he fancies this double eights.
9 score.
He hasn't been in that corner of the board all game.
Well, on what we've seen before, if Karsten Koch gets one treble in this visit, then it's going to be 5-3.
Well, he's going to get beaten with a 100% checkered percentage. Double 8 for the wee man from the Netherlands to get this done 6-2. Is that too close? It is. Couldn't see it.
Well, double top twice. He has gone to that particular well thrice. He's found water.
I think the message is pretty clear. Do not leave Karsten Koch on a double.
Get him to the Grand Prix. He'll win the whole thing.
60.
Don't say that to Rob Cross. World champion, of course. Multiple Pro Tour champion. Can't win a game at the Grand Prix. That's probably because he gets drawn against Steve Beaton every year. And he just hasn't found a rhythm with the World Grand Prix. It really is its own little beast. Is that going to shake Van der Meer a little bit that he didn't get rid of the match there?
Well, he's had 20 darts more at double than his opponent, but finds himself just 2 legs in front. And Karsten is improving in this match. He's settled in.
Sometimes you think when your opponent is missing so many match darts, this might be my day. Maybe I can sneak this one. 60 needed to leave a finish.
92.
That's better stuff. This is becoming steadier from Karsten Koch.
We can see that he's thinking straight, and maybe Van der Meer is rattled somewhat.
81.
There he is. Should be on that band Europe.
Now that does come with the hat.
Do you think it's a wig? No.
I've seen them on the PDC merchandise stall.
I think it's real. I think he's a Bon Jovi fan. Early Bon Jovi, that is. That's before John Bon Jovi got his hair cut.
90.
Great last start from Van der Meer.
Yes, Koch might be living on a prayer now. Not going to take out the 170, and in fairness, hadn't shown much evidence that
60.
that kind of thing was coming.
72.
Another one to leave tops. He'd much rather be at the top of the board.
32.
Is there another chance?
110.
Another twist, another turn.
Not a bad dart, that. Leaves 89.
Can go next door. But he's found himself
85.
unable to open the garden fence.
40.
And now Van der Meer can double bolt the lock. Can he?
20.
How many match darts has he missed now?
Karsten Uruguay 25.
That is an absolute bucket load of darts he's missed. He's given Karsten Koch another chance, and he's missed nothing when it comes to doubles in this match. What a performance from Karsten Koch. Missed the double.
Are we getting into the territory where Carsten should just throw a double top for the rest of the match.
Game on.
Well, you can throw the bullseye, that's a double. Van der Meer is definitely shaking. This match should have been done a long time ago.
But I'm not joking, Paul. We've just made that point in jest, but I'm not joking when I say that some of his darts at treble 20 have been closer to the bull or double top than they have to the target he was aiming at. Yet when he's found himself on the outer ring, he has been flawless.
That's one of the things about electronic darts, which we find a lot in Central Europe. The segments are very small on the doubles, but they're very good at them, at finishing games off. I think sometimes it's a psychological thing with the soft tip brand of darts. They're very good on doubles, but the scoring stakes, they don't have the same capabilities as steel tip players.
Vincent van der Meer, to tell the tale of this match, has had 27 darts at double. Carsten Koch has had 4.
42.
Van der Meer is in a match now. He'll be thinking to himself, how am I in this position?
60.
Well, the answer is simple, Vincent. You've missed so many match darts.
85.
There's a chance here, a real chance, for Carsten to force a deciding leg. Could look at the bull.
100.
Decided to stay there. All about this visit here. It needs at least one treble.
I'm surprised he didn't go 19s after that blocker.
121.
But now it's definitely looking very likely we're going all the way.
57.
Well, barring a disaster, he'll get a dart at double when he comes back. And he hasn't missed with any of his previous 4 attempts.
64.
How many darts at double will he get? It will be 1. And he's hit the wrong
46.
one! He has hit a double, but it's the wrong
92.
one! Could still see it's 100% on doubles, but one of them's the wrong one. And can he find a double-double shot here, Van der Meer, or a treble?
Well, having missed 22 darts at double, he now looks at 2 to complete the combination. Couldn't find it and then finds the treble.
18.
Bizarre end to a bizarre match. How will it end? In a last leg decider?
10.
All of a sudden he can't hit it.
Vincent, you require 12.
Oh, darts is infuriating sometimes, and Van der Meer on double 6 finally gets it done after a shaky game. The wee man from the Netherlands can breathe a big sigh of relief that Carsten Koch finally stumbled on doubles after a perfect 4-leg stretch. Well, Van der Meer goes through, and he will play another wee man in Darren Webster, the 15th seed. 6-4 in the end for Van der Meer. Stay with us for next game, which will be Mike de Decker against Dave Ballett.
Trotz dieser Aufholjagd von Carsten Koch reicht es am Ende dann doch nicht. Vincent van der Meer zieht in die zweite Runde ein. Bekommt es morgen mit Darren Webster zu tun. Also, trotzdem, wie ich finde, ein gutes Debüt von Carsten Koch. Vincent, congratulations. Can we speak German or English? No German. Okay. Applaus für Carsten. It was not easy to hit the last one, huh? Nervous?
Yeah, I was really nervous, yeah. But I tried the last double first, so I'm happy with it, yeah.
You're happy with it? Happy with the game in total?
Not at all, but I win, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Darren Webster is waiting tomorrow, one of the seeded players.
Small game.
That's right. That's your high, yeah.
So that's good, yeah.
Have you played him before?
No, not yet. So tomorrow is the first time, so we will see.
Are you used to play on stages like that? No.
No, this is the second time. Yeah. And I win the second time also, so I'm happy with it.
Okay, see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Vincent van der Meer. Er sagt gegen Darren Webster, da sind die beiden sich auf Augenhöhe, weil Darren Webster ja auch nicht ganz so groß gewachsen ist. Ist einfach froh, dass er durchgekommen ist. War nervös hinten raus. Hat einige Matchstarts gebraucht.